Aha, dude. What they did to you, unforgivable. They crossed the line, didn't they? You gave loyalty and they gave betrayal? Nah, that's war. They thought you'd break. Oh wow, but you're still standing. They laughed at your pain. Yeah, they mocked your scars. But here's the twist. Their attacks built your fire. Pain is not just a wound. It is a witness. They thought you would stay silent. They thought you would bend. They thought their attack would break you into pieces too small to ever rise again. But what they failed to see, what they refused to understand, is that pain records everything. Every betrayal, every humiliation, every scheme whispered behind closed doors. Pain keeps the receipts. And oh wow, the ledger is full. You see, what they did to you isn't just unfair. It isn't just cruel. It's unforgivable. There are mistakes people make in ignorance, accidents of weakness, but this, no. This was targeted. This was sharp. This was meant to destroy. They didn't stumble into their offense. Nah, they sharpened it like a blade and then drove it straight toward you, grinning as if justice would never turn its eyes upon them. That's the part they don't understand. When someone crosses the line, when someone takes their cruelty too far, something awakens inside the one who's been wronged. That something is dangerous. That something is unstoppable. Because once you've been dragged to the edge, once you've been burned by betrayal, you no longer play by their little rules. You learn to carve your own. And yeah, once that switch flips, there's no turning back. Look at yourself. Look closely. Do you recognize who you were before this storm? Do you see the naive softness, the blind trust, the willingness to give them the benefit of the doubt? It's gone. Torn out, replaced with iron, replaced with fire, replaced with eyes that see through lies as if they were glass. And though you might not thank them for it, you must admit their attack forged you. It made you heavier, harder, sharper than you ever would have been without it. But let's not confuse growth with forgiveness. Forgiveness is a gift reserved for the repentant. These were predators. They knew exactly what they were doing. They struck because they thought you were weak. They struck because they believed you couldn't rise. They struck because cruelty is the only language they know. Tell me, how do you forgive a language built only to wound? How do you excuse an attack scripted to erase you? No, you don't. You take note. You carry it. Not as a chain, but as a weapon. Not as a prison, but as proof. Proof that you survived what they swore would finish you. Proof that their cruelty could not extinguish you. Proof that even standing alone, you stood taller than all of them combined. This is where the story shifts. Because pain, when carried with purpose, transforms into clarity, and clarity is lethal. Once you see the world as it is, not as you hoped it would be, you can no longer be manipulated. You can no longer be tricked. You can no longer be used as a stage for their theater of lies. That curtain has dropped. Their play is over. And still, they don't get it. They think you're the same person they wounded. They think time erases scars. They think silence means defeat. But silence isn't surrender. Silence is strategy. Silence is the sharpening of the blade. Silence is the storm waiting for the right moment to strike. So when the moment comes, and it will, they won't even see it until it's too late. Because while they laughed at your suffering, while they mocked your scars, you were building something unbreakable. You were becoming something untouchable. And now you stand not just as a survivor, but as a reckoning. A reckoning doesn't arrive with a whisper, it crashes like a hammer. So do you know what happens when a reckoning begins? Everything shifts. The air thickens. The weight of every past betrayal presses down on those who once laughed, and suddenly their laughter doesn't sound so confident anymore. The same mouths that mocked you start to tremble. The same eyes that rolled at your pain start darting around in panic. Because, oh wow, a reckoning makes one truth impossible to ignore. What they gave out is coming back for them. And here's the part they never calculated. A reckoning doesn't move at their pace. It doesn't ask permission. It doesn't knock politely at their door. It storms through. It tears down walls. It makes the guilty feel the very fire they tried to set on you. And there's no escape from it. No back door. No trick clever enough to rewrite what they've already done. Their actions became the architect of their punishment. Do you remember how they moved? How they struck with smug certainty? They thought power was on their side. They thought they held the script. They thought you'd crumble and stay quiet forever. But that's where they miscalculated. They forgot something. Pain teaches faster than comfort ever could. While they were busy gloating, you were busy learning. While they thought they buried you, you were becoming rooted. While they thought the fire would consume you, you were mastering its heat. This is why a reckoning is terrifying for them. Because it doesn't just punish, it exposes. It drags into the light what they tried so hard to bury. Their masks fall apart. Their alliances crack. Their excuses ring hollow. They thought they were untouchable, but the reckoning reminds them, nobody escapes the consequences of cruelty. Nobody outruns truth forever. Nobody can mock justice without eventually tasting it. Now pause. Think about it. How many times did they push? How many chances did they take, thinking you'd never push back? How many lines did they cross, believing there'd be no price to pay? Each one was a debt. Each act of betrayal, a signature on a contract. And when the reckoning begins, those debts are collected. One by one, blow by blow. This is not revenge. No, this is balance. This is correction. This is the universe realigning itself, making sure no wound remains unanswered, no cruelty remains unpaid. And oh, it is relentless. It doesn't stop halfway. It doesn't lose focus. It follows through until the very last echo of their attack is silenced. But here's the twist. The reckoning isn't only theirs. It's yours too. It's your chance to reclaim everything they tried to strip from you. Your dignity, your clarity, your strength. And when you walk through that fire and they watch you rise untouched, the real punishment is revealed. Because nothing torments a betrayer more than seeing the one they tried to destroy stand taller than ever. So here you are, standing at the edge of this storm. You feel the silence before the strike. You sense the weight of everything building behind you. And deep inside, you already know it cannot be stopped. It cannot be softened. It cannot be undone. The reckoning is not coming. It's here. And when it finally unfolds in full, when every mask is torn away, when every mocking laugh turns into a desperate plea, only one question will remain. When the storm clears, the world never looks the same again. So are you ready to unleash what comes after the reckoning? Because this is the moment everything changes. The reckoning isn't the end. No, it's the ignition. It's the spark that lights the path forward. After the storm, you're not supposed to return to who you were. That version of you was already buried the moment they attacked. What rises after is something sharper, stronger, untouchable. And oh wow, they won't know how to handle it. They'll look at you expecting the same wounds they left, but instead they'll see armor where scars used to be. They'll expect silence, but they'll hear a voice that cuts through their illusions like steel. They'll expect fear, but instead they'll face a clarity that doesn't blink. That's what comes after the reckoning. Not revenge, not rage, but transformation. Let's be honest. Let's be brutally honest. They wanted you erased. They wanted you small. They wanted you begging for scraps of their approval. They wanted your identity shattered. But what do you become when someone tries to strip you of everything? You become unshakable. You learn that your worth was never in their hands to begin with. You realize their attacks weren't proof of your weakness. They were proof of your threat. They only strike what they fear, and they feared you. So yeah, after the reckoning, you don't just survive, you redefine. You take every attack, every insult, every wound, and you weld them into a crown of endurance. You walk into spaces they swore you could never enter. You build doors they tried to lock. You create strength in the very place they hoped to see your ruin, and the sight of you thriving after their calculated destruction, that's the punishment they'll never escape. But there's something deeper. After the reckoning, you don't simply rise for yourself. You rise as a warning. You rise as proof that cruelty fails, that betrayal backfires, that injustice always plants the seeds of its own collapse. Your very existence, standing strong when they swore you'd fall, becomes a mirror they cannot bear to look into. And oh, the silence when they see it. That silence is louder than all their attacks combined. The aftermath is not peace, it's clarity. It's the sharp realization that you don't need their validation, their approval, their stage. You are your own stage now. You are your own fire. And everything they once used against you, it's powerless. Their words don't land. Their schemes don't sting. Their weapons shatter before they even reach you. That's the beauty of standing after the reckoning. You are untouchable in ways they can never understand. And yet, here comes the most dangerous part. Because after the reckoning, after you've risen, the question isn't whether they can break you again. The question is whether you'll choose to step into your full force. Will you hide your strength? Or will you unleash it so the world sees what endurance really looks like? That choice, that unleashing, is where the story burns brightest. So here's the truth. What they did to you was unforgivable. Yes. Their attacks crossed the line. Yes. But what you've become because of it, that's unstoppable. That's irreversible. That's terrifying for them to witness, because every time they see you now, they're forced to face the reality. This is only the beginning. Do you know why the beginning is the part they fear most? The end doesn't haunt them. The beginning does. Do you know why the beginning is the part they fear most? Because it means their efforts failed. It means all their attacks, all their schemes, all their poison were useless. The beginning is proof that the storm didn't end you. Oh wow, the beginning means you're still here, and that terrifies them more than any ending ever could. They wanted to close your story. They wanted their betrayal to be the final page. They wanted the silence after their cruelty to be permanent. But nah, here you are, not only standing but writing a new chapter they never prepared for. The beginning screams louder than any revenge could. It says you didn't win, and that truth breaks them more than any wound you could deliver. Think about it. The beginning is where you rise without asking. It's where you take the pieces they tried to scatter and build something unshakable. It's where their laughter turns into confusion, their certainty into fear. Because yeah, the beginning shows them that the very force they tried to bury has now become the foundation of something far greater, and they can't stop it, they can't undo it, they can't rewrite it. The beginning also carries a dangerous clarity. It reveals who they are and who you are. They are exposed as fragile manipulators, cowards, hiding behind shadows, clinging to lies. You are revealed as the one who endured, the one who outlasted, the one who turned every strike into steel. That's the kind of truth no mask can cover, no excuse can erase, and it cuts deeper than any weapon. This is why beginnings are feared. Endings are easy. Endings give the illusion of control, but a beginning? It's infinite. It suggests there's more coming, and that more is unstoppable. Once the beginning unfolds, the story is no longer theirs to dictate. The narrative belongs to you, and that loss of control, that drives them mad. Oh, the irony. They worked so hard to destroy you, and in doing so they created the very version of you that they cannot defeat. They sharpened you without knowing it. They prepared you without intending it. They turned you into the very force that now overshadows them. That's why the beginning is terrifying. It's the birth of inevitability. And it's not just about survival. Anyone can survive. This is about becoming untouchable, about turning scars into symbols, about walking into the world as living proof that no attack, no betrayal, no cruelty can decide your ending. That's the message they cannot silence. That's the vision that keeps them awake. That's the beginning that burns their illusions to ash. But beginnings come with responsibility. Once you rise, you cannot pretend you're still broken. Once you see through their lies, you cannot act blind. Once you've felt the strength of standing after destruction, you cannot crawl again. The beginning demands you step fully into who you've become, no matter how much it unsettles those who once mocked you. And that's the ultimate fear. They can no longer predict you. They can no longer measure you by who you were. They can no longer bind you to the chains they forged. The beginning shattered their control, and now every move you make is a reminder. Their attacks failed, their power crumbled, their dominance is over. But if the beginning terrifies them this much, imagine their fear when they realize what comes next. Next is not a step. Next is an eruption. Do you understand what next really means for you? It's not simply moving forward. It's not just another page. Oh wow. Next is the moment where survival transforms into dominance. It's where endurance stops being silent and becomes undeniable. It's where the whispers of doubt die out and the roar of clarity takes their place. That's next. That's the stage they prayed you would never reach. Because next isn't about revenge. Revenge is shallow. Revenge is predictable. Next is something far more terrifying. It's evolution. It's growth so violent, so undeniable, that it erases the very memory of who they thought you were. It's stepping into a power that no betrayal can touch. No slander can weaken. No attack can undo. Next means you don't just rise. You tower. Think carefully. Next is where they see the consequence of their cruelty staring them in the face. It's where they finally understand that their betrayal was the architect of your rebirth. Every time they tried to cut you down, they were chiseling the figure that now overshadows them. Every time they tried to silence you, they were sharpening your voice. Every time they thought they won, they were writing their own defeat. That's next. And yeah, the thought of it shatters them. Because in next, they lose control. In next, you are no longer playing on their board. You've built your own. You've designed your own rules. You've claimed a place they can't reach, no matter how many schemes they weave. And when they realize this, when they watch you rise into the version of yourself they can neither predict nor touch, the panic sets in. This is why next is dangerous. Because it isn't about their downfall, it's about your ascension. And ascension cannot be stopped once it begins. You don't wait for their approval anymore. You don't explain yourself to their small minds. You don't shrink to make their egos comfortable. You expand. You rise. You unfold into something they can't categorize. And oh, the silence that follows. That silence is everything. Let me tell you the truth. They'll never admit they always feared your next. That's why they attacked so viciously before. That's why they tried to kill the seed before it could grow. They knew what you could become if you ever broke free of their cage. And now, yeah, they're seeing it. Too late. Too late to stop it. Too late to reverse it. Too late to hide from it. But next also demands something from you. It's not enough to rise. You must carry the weight of what you've endured with discipline. You must step with precision. You must wield your fire not recklessly, but with purpose. Because the power of next is not chaos. The power of next is inevitability. It's the unshakable walk of someone who has already endured the worst and come out unbroken. So here you are, at the edge of this stage. The lights are different now. The silence feels heavier. The weight of your presence makes even your enemies hesitate. And deep inside, you know this is not about proving them wrong anymore. This is about proving yourself unstoppable. This is about embodying the truth that no attack, no betrayal, no cruelty can erase what was always destined to rise. And if this is what next looks like, then what happens after that? So remember this. Their attacks, they crossed the line. Unforgivable moves, yeah. They thought you'd stay broken? Nah. You turned scars into armor, pain into power. They tried to erase you. Oh wow. But now you're the storm. You're the reckoning they never saw coming. And this is only the beginning. Aha. Dude, are you ready for the truth? Yeah. They thought they could steal your life and get away? Nah, not today. Every move, every trick, every sneaky plan is about to crash. Oh, you're gonna witness them forced to pay back every penny, every cent that was taken. And you stayed patient, you stayed smart, you stayed watching, while they laughed at your quiet grind, at your effort, at your strength. But guess what? The tables are flipping, the courtroom is waiting, and the moment of justice is coming. Imagine this. Every single lie exposed, every corner illuminated, every "I'll pay later" smashed into reality. Oh, your patience, your courage, your focus is about to explode into a life-changing payday. And you deserve to be here, to witness this, to celebrate, because you kept faith in your grind, in yourself, in the numbers that never lie. So stay with me. Watch the whole video, comment below, share your thoughts, your predictions, your wow moments. Your eyes, your energy, your vibe makes this journey worth every second. And I gotta say, salute to you. Yes, you, for sticking through, for believing in what's right, for proving patience pays in ways richer than money. The quiet they depended on, the space they thought you would fill with excuses, the space they believed you would surrender to. They underestimated you. They smiled, signed, nodded, shook hands as if nothing mattered, as if every hour you spent, every effort you poured into what was yours was invisible. But let me tell you something. Nothing is invisible forever. Nothing escapes notice. They may have counted your patience as weakness, but patience is a weapon when it has a target. They moved like kings in a room that wasn't theirs. Decisions made in smoke-filled corners. Promises whispered, then forgotten. They assumed you would forget too, but you remembered. Every date, every transaction, every promise that never touched your hand, every word that flew out of their mouth like it was law, like it was unchallengeable. You remembered. And remembering is dangerous for those who cheat. The first thing you must understand is this. Paper does not lie. Numbers do not forget. Documents do not sleep. Every email, every invoice, every note is a witness. And oh, when those papers meet the courtroom, every lie, every manipulation, every attempt to steal what was yours will collapse. There is a slow, terrible beauty in that. A calm inevitability that can choke the arrogance right out of them. It is not loud. It is precise. It is quiet, like the tide coming in before a storm that no one sees coming until it crashes. You might feel doubt now. You might whisper to yourself, they are too clever, too rich, too confident. Cleverness doesn't outrun facts. Riches don't outrun accountability. Confidence doesn't outrun clarity. When the day comes, when your files are laid before eyes that have no reason to lie, their power will shrivel. They will realize the truth is heavier than their bank balance. They will see that the balance sheet of life cannot be bent by charm, by bribes, by casual smiles. And here's the kicker. The first move is simple. File the case. Open the claim. Place the documents in the hands of the law. That is all. The rest is inevitable. You do not have to shout. You do not have to threaten. You do not have to beg. You only need to act. The gears of consequence do not need you to scream. They only need truth. And truth is patient. Truth is precise. Truth does not tire. Oh, did you feel that? That little twist in your chest? That spark of something rising? That is the moment your life begins to shift. The moment the scales lean in your favor. The moment they start to feel the shadow of accountability approaching them. Every sleepless night they forced you to endure. Every meeting where they smiled while hiding teeth. Every quiet betrayal will circle back. Slowly, surely, ruthlessly. And yes, they will pay. Not a token, not a favor, not a hand wave. They will pay a sum that changes more than numbers. They will pay in ways that reach the corners of life they never thought could be touched. They are not ready for what comes next. You see, they imagine delay, imagine distraction, imagine that time itself would erode your claim. Oh, how wrong they are. Every day that passes, every document you gather, every witness who remembers, tightens the noose of truth. Time is not their ally. Time is yours. Time counts, silently, but it counts in your favor. Each moment that ticks by is a reminder that justice is not rushed. It is precise, and precision cuts deeper than anger ever could. Look at them now. The suits, the smiles, the expensive pens, they all mean nothing. Everything they hid, every loophole they thought would protect them is exposed by the weight of records. Bank statements do not blink. Emails do not negotiate. Witnesses do not forgive shortcuts. The math does not care about charm or threats. Oh, it is relentless. And when the court sees it all laid bare, the walls they built around their lies will collapse like paper in a storm. The key here is patience, not passive waiting. Oh no, not that. Strategic, calculated patience, the kind that observes, the kind that notes every false move, the kind that writes down every small injustice so it becomes undeniable in black and white. They can try to smile their way out, try to shuffle papers, and call excuses names. But there is one thing they cannot stop: evidence. It speaks louder than lawyers' voices. It screams louder than wealth. And it whispers that repayment is coming. You might feel tension building in your chest. That flutter of anticipation? That is correct. Lean into it. Harness it. Every email, every invoice, every bank entry, every silent hour you endured, all of it combines into a force that is undeniable. You are not just asking for repayment. You are demanding acknowledgement. You are demanding corrections. You are demanding the restoration of balance. And when they see the full scale of what they owe, their confidence will crumble. Oh, the arrogance will vanish. They will squirm in ways they never thought possible. And remember, this is not about anger. It is about fairness. It is about recalibration. It is about turning what was stolen into what is rightfully yours. Every document filed, every line item highlighted, every witness statement sworn. It is a step closer to the inevitable moment when they will have no choice but to pay. Not a fraction, not a token. Full restitution, life-changing restitution. They will feel it in their plans, in their balance sheets, in the quiet moments where they thought they were safe. Oh, imagine the moment when every hidden corner of their actions is illuminated. Every transfer, every signature, every whispered excuse laid bare. They will stare at it like it is a mirror, but the reflection is not flattering. They believed the shadows could hide them. They believed delay could save them. But here is the brutal truth. Evidence is patient. Evidence does not blink. Evidence does not negotiate. Evidence waits calmly until the exact moment it strikes with clarity. And it strikes harder than any threat, louder than any intimidation, sharper than any charm. Every piece of paper you hold, every record in your files, every witness who remembers, every small detail that seems irrelevant. These are the threads of a net that cannot be shaken. They thought their wealth was a shield. They thought their influence was a cloak, but logic and facts are relentless. Numbers do not bend to arrogance. Time does not honor pretense. The system has rules, and when rules are applied without mercy, even the strongest towers crumble quietly, inevitability whispering through every crack. Now, look at them. The calm surface, the composed smiles, the rehearsed words, it all begins to slip. The first tremor of realization will shake their confidence. They will try to mask panic with polite nods. They will attempt clever words to distract them. Cleverness is meaningless when every detail is traced and documented. Every email, every transaction, every date that mattered is on your side. And the court, the impartial observer, sees the pattern. The story of their avoidance, their concealment, their shortcuts is written clearly for everyone to read. No mask can cover the ledger of truth. No whisper can erase the evidence. Every attempt to twist the story becomes another line item in their undoing. You might feel tension now. That electric anticipation that comes from knowing the moment is close. That's correct. Harness it. Let it sharpen your focus. This is where patience and preparation converge into power. The fight is not about noise or anger. The fight is about precision. The fight is about clarity. And when the judge or the authority examines what you've built, the impact is absolute. Oh wow, the sudden quiet in the room as every false claim falters. The impossible made inevitable. That is the moment you have been waiting for. That is the sound of justice, counting every detail, every day, every effort you invested, and demanding its due. And let us not forget the ultimate consequence: restoration. This is not vengeance. This is balance. Every sum, every repayment, every acknowledgement recalibrates life in a way that cannot be undone. They will learn that shortcuts do not protect them, that concealment does not erase obligation. They will feel the weight of what they owe, not just in money but in principle. And you will watch, knowing that patience, preparation, and focus have rewritten the story in your favor. This is the part they dread most. The numbers, the papers, the undeniable truth of what they took. It is quiet now, but the tension vibrates in the air like electricity. They believed their clever words, their delays, their false smiles could protect them. But the truth is patient. The law is steady. And when you present every detail, every transfer, every moment they thought was hidden, they will feel the weight. Not tomorrow, not later, now. Right here, in the room where everything is counted and nothing escapes notice. Look at them trying to maintain composure, their hearts racing under calm exteriors. Every legal maneuver, every desperate plea, every last-minute motion, they will falter. Oh, the realization will hit that the system cannot be tricked by charm or deception. Every ledger entry, every documented effort, every witness account is like a spotlight on their failure. And yes, you are the one holding the light. You did not create chaos. You created clarity. You did not scream or threaten. You organized. You documented. You waited. And now, their panic has nowhere to hide. The room will feel small. Their words will shrink. Their plans will contract under the relentless presence of fact. Every attempt to spin, to confuse, to soften the blow will collapse like sand through fingers. This is not theatrical. This is methodical. This is deliberate. This is the moment when justice, measured and precise, meets wrongdoing in full exposure. And you, standing steady with evidence in your hands, will watch as the scales tip toward what is right, toward what you earned, toward what they owe. And here is the most important part. It is not just money. Oh, it is recognition, accountability, restoration. Every line item they pay, every figure transferred, every acknowledgement made is more than currency. It is a statement, a correction, a recalibration of fairness in your life. They will feel the cost, yes, but you will feel the balance restored. The hours they made you question, the patience they tested, the quiet suffering. They are repaid in numbers and in principle. And you will remain calm, unshaken, because you know this was never about emotion. It was about what is right. And now, right is unavoidable. That moment is heavier than you imagined. The numbers are real. The papers are signed. The figures transferred. They thought they could delay, dodge, or dismiss it all. But here you are, standing calm, watching the ripple of consequences settle where it belongs. Every sleepless night they forced upon you, every dishonest smile they wore to hide their taking, every inch of patience you built, all of it culminates here. This is not theatrics. This is quiet domination of truth over deception. Look at them now. Their faces pale. Their carefully rehearsed confidence vanished. The amount they owe is no longer theoretical. It is tangible, life-changing, transformative. And the air in the room feels charged. Oh, you can feel it, even without touching a word. The ledger speaks louder than their lawyers. It does not negotiate. It does not hide. And as the transfer clears, every single cent echoes with accountability. Every line item whispers the story they tried to erase, the wrong they tried to ignore, the balance they refused to honor. And you watch, calm, precise, certain. This is not about revenge. No, this is about restoration, about reclaiming what was rightfully yours, about turning loss into leverage, about sending a message not through noise but through undeniable, unshakable fact. The weight of life rebalanced. The hours they tried to steal, the patience they tested, the calm resolve they underestimated, all restored in value, in principle, in impact. And yes, the numbers will change the course of your life, but more importantly, they restored dignity. That is something no amount of money can ever take from you again. Now comes the hardest question. What will you do with it? With this power, this restored balance, this proof that patience and preparation can rewrite a story, will you hoard it quietly? Will you build something meaningful from it? Will you teach others that injustice can be corrected if approached with focus, clarity, and unwavering principle? This is the final act of your story. The moment where you decide not just what you reclaim, but how you use it to shape the future. And here's the ultimate truth. They will remember this forever. Every figure, every repayment, every acknowledgement will linger in their minds. The ledger will speak louder than any explanation, any excuse, any charm. They will know what happens when someone refuses to be silenced, when patience becomes strategy, and when evidence is wielded like a blade of clarity. The court doors close. The papers are filed. The payment is made. And you walk forward, not shouting, not celebrating, not boasting, calm, measured, victorious in principle. You have restored what was taken. You have recalibrated balance. You have proven that truth, preparation, and focus cannot be denied. And boom, there it is. The truth, the payoff, the moment they had to face. Oh wow, did you feel that? Every lie exposed, every cent returned, every ounce of patience rewarded. Yeah, nah, this isn't just a story, it's a lesson, a warning, a reminder that justice always finds a way, and the grind always pays off. Now listen, you made it this far. Your energy, your focus, your eyes, they matter. Drop a comment. Tell me what shocked you most. Tell me what inspired you. Or just say wow, because your voice, your vibe is what makes this journey alive. And trust me, I see you, respect you, salute to you for sticking through, for believing, for feeling every moment with me. And don't forget, smash that like, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, because the next truth bomb, the next story, the next jaw-dropping moment is coming, and you won't want to miss it. Remember, they will pay, justice will be done, and you, yeah, you will be here to witness it all, to feel it all, and to learn that patience, focus, and courage are worth more than anything money can buy.